Hello, Feed Me a Cat here. Welcome to another episode of Let's Pray. I was a teenage exocolonist. I was also gonna do this. You split your time between watching hollow vids, listening to music and studying for class. Occasionally someone asks you to run an errand for them. You go on long walks. Overall you spend the month relaxing, doing whatever you want. Whenever you want. You really needed this. You know what? That is a 2. Yeah, that is a 2. Let's go for that. Before I do anything else, I want to see if we have this new area opened up now. Still survey the ridge. Let's see here. I guess I don't know how we can go into the area of the valley, but we've increased our friendliness with these, so that's good. I need to do stuff, so you spot a cow among the herd of float cow. They're gently pushing them around so they can milk the ones that seem to float lower than the others. "Hey, Solana," he says, reaching under one cow and squeezing a stream of blue milk into his bucket. "You ever had moo juice straight from the tap? It's something else, let me tell you." Okay, I know, that wasn't that interesting. I was really hoping to grab them when he was with Tammy, but never mind. Tammy's listening to a hollow speak. Eyes closed and swaying to music only she can hear. Tap on the shoulder and steps. "Oh, hello, Solana. Did you need something?" "You know what? Let's get some studying done. This increases empathy. But for the moment, persuasion is actually going to be quite helpful." It's been pulled away from a council meeting, so Hal has been pulled away for a council meeting, so congruence is filling in. He tells you that today you'll be learning about the history of capitalism on Earth. You mean why humans used to have nice things and now we just eat mashed trippet and soy cakes? Mars says smugly. Please. If humans might have messed everything up, but at least they had style. Ever patient, Congruence ignores Mars's contribution and projects a hollow vid into the classroom. Some woman in weird clothes identifies herself as Haven Constance Odenheim, an educational designer for the Vertumna group, and tells you that the following experience has been created specifically to teach you, the third generation of the group, about the largest contributing factor in Earth's destruction: capitalism. You and the other students exchange worried looks. You spend the day in an interactive experience that covers about the history of capitalism, from market feudalism to its transition to colonialism, then its major phases like industrialization, mass production, and corporatism. It ends with a discussion of how it collapsed in the late 21st century as wealth inequality and environmental concerns finally weakened its hegemony, along with the planet itself. Sounds horrible. The educational experience tells you that despite being regarded by many as simply an economic system, capitalism had been responsible for more violence on Earth than any acts of war. For its very beginnings as a colonial power spread mercantilism across the globe, it required a constant supply of people to exploit through to any means necessary. It took centuries for people to realize how horrible capitalism was once people could no longer hide from its racist colonialist history. Well, I I'm not here to talk about politics. I don't like doing that in my game. Yeah, just cut this bit out. You part through the lesson when Carl realises the parallels, but we live in a colony, don't we? Aren't we colonising Vertumna? Isn't that wrong? That was an excellent question. Of course not, dummy, Mars responds. There aren't any people here to take the land from, just a bunch of animals. Yeah, how would you know? Mars, you have evidently not been outside. You might get dust on your clothes. What if there are other people? It's not like everyone needing that in answer alien. So you sort of ask a leading question. Smooth, Solana. What if the moon is a giant soy sweet? Mars retorts. What if the lakes are champagne? Trees grant wishes. Oh, hello, we've already done all the scans and stuff. If there's intelligent life out there, we would know, unless it's good at hiding. Not that I really need more kudos, but kudos is useful. It's Vertumnalia. Everyone's in high spirits as you decorate the colony square. The great tables are piled high with food, groaning under the weight of heaps of roasted and steamed vegetables, barbecued meat, stews, carafes of mulled cider, and cakes dripping with frosting and cigar syrup. You gather in the colony square for the usual speeches. Lum takes the stage to fanfare and applause. Hello, people of Vertumna, he exclaims over the din. Happy Vertumnalia. He takes a big theatrical breath. You smell that? That's the smell of victory. We humans have secured our hold on this planet, and now it's time to celebrate. Lum gestures the sliding feast tables. Eat, drink, and be merry. Crowd cheers again. After the council members each give their annual reports, everyone starts clearing the square to set up for the Vertumnalia games. You feel the pulse of a new hollow message in your palm and open it up to read, Happy Vertumnalia. There's a present for you on the table. XOXO, your secret admirer. You rush over to the feast table and spot a rat present in among the roasted vegetables. Well, you have a secret admirer. Yeah, you usually get this with a character that you have close friendships with at this point. I think there's a couple of characters, certainly Carl and Tammy, where you basically have to sabotage their relationship if you want to end up with one of them as your secret admirer. I normally end up with Tangent. This is who it might be this time, but I don't know. You unwrap your present. It's a data band. You snap it on your wrist and build it up on your hollow palm. It's full of all your favourite songs, video shows and games, cuts and curated by someone who must really know you. Now you always have your media with you, even if the net goes down, including all your favourite episodes of The Rise and Fall of Sanctuary Moon. Nice. You search the hollow palm for any hint as to who could have made it, but you can't find anything. You have to ask around, but later the games are about to begin. You assemble with the other kids for the annual games. What do you choose this year? Well, I'm not annoyed at the Lum this year, so let's go for trivia. See what happens. We're not going to have any pop culture questions this year, right? Tangent sulks, her voice dripping with disdain. I just don't see the point. Why aren't we celebrating real intelligence? Luckily, Naomi doesn't overhear this, or if they do, they don't care. They're just happy to be here. Oh wow, it doesn't bother me that much if I get this wrong, to be honest, but you know what? It doesn't bother me. Can't always get them right. If Tangent were about 40% more aggressive, the end of the trivia match would have ended in a brawl. Nyami sweeps the pop culture categories and surprising number of engineering ones too, thanks to their interest in robotics. Tangent comes in second, only having biological science in her wheelhouse. You come in third, it's a nice way of saying come in last. Who cares? After the festivities, everyone descends on the feast. You heap your plate with more food than you could eat in 3 seconds. When all the food is gone and the sunset has broken the heat of the day, people break out their instruments. Everyone dances well into the night. Hello. Tangent is hard at work in the lab, entering calculators into a hollow palm and frowning over a set of samples. She barely notices you enter. Hello, Solana, she says, distracted before going back to work. Someone gave you a data band. It might have been Tangent. I think it was either Tangent or Dees. I've got a feeling that Tangent is more likely, though. Yeah, well, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Tang looks up from a hollow palm. Across looking at eyes. You what? Stars, Lana. Do I look like I have time for your childish gaze? Does not. Well, okay. People do make mistakes. Now, I put it's not going to be him. Now, I personally don't think it'll be you either, but I was different. I was wrong. So you find he's loading some equipment into an expeditions vehicle. He nods at you as you approach before going back to his work. Someone gave you a data band. It might have been Dees. Dees doesn't bat his eyes at you. So what if I was? Don't make a big deal about it. I like you too. Dees turns towards you slowly like he can't believe your words. Why? I just do. Dees looks at you in shock, then looks away, breathing out shakily. Okay, he notices his cheeks turning pink. Cool, I guess. Well, I think it's cool. I do think it's cool. Yeah, I think it just goes for whoever you have the most, the highest thing you got with. Let's go with empathy as well. Your tutor Nougat this month, like users, she doesn't want to learn, she just wants to play sports ball. You manage to compromise, you'll study on the bleachers, and every 5 minutes she gets to run around and take a shot on the net. You manage to get through a chunk of tutoring by doing that. You're a shoo-in for best tutor. Okay, I'm gonna push through. Well, I'm gonna see if I can go into this new area now. If I can't, I will just have to get to the cave the, I suppose, old-fashioned way. might skip through a load of stuff. I don't know. You think you see Sim running through the trees up ahead near the edge of the cliff. You go up to him, but your voice is drowned out by a screeching roar that shakes the forest. A manticore. You're feeling a remarkable lack of self-preservation today, so you also see your scanner and follow the noise through the trees. To find Sim fending off not one but 3 manticores at the edge of the cliff, his back to the fatal drop below. He's bleeding profusely from his hairline, his left arm hangs uselessly at his side. He doesn't even register your presence as he tries to calm the beast with soothing sounds. One of the manticores knocks him off his feet, and your heart lurches as the spurs stones clatter down the cliff. The beasts have him completely at their mercy. The lead manticore's delicate feet pin Sim's tattered clothing to the ground, spit drooling from its misshapen jaws, and you watch Sim's expression twist with emotion you've never seen in him before. Fear. Alright, well, I am not good with combat. Good. Somehow, using all of your strength and more, you defeat the lead manticore. The 2 small ones scatter, hissing their displeasure and biting at each other. With the death of their alpha negotiating a new pact they might should distract them for a while. Are you okay? Sim waves off with the arm that doesn't hang limp at his side. I'm fine, he gasps. I feel pain, but it does not control my behaviour as much as it seems to in humans. You and Sim both collapse into the dirt, breathing hard. Your head is spinning with adrenaline and a little bit of blood loss, to be honest. As you look over at Sim, he looks similarly stunned. That was impressive, Solano says. I had no idea you were such an adept warrior. It's thrilling, actually. His gaze drops to your mouth and back to your eyes. Well, I'm glad that's over. You're both startled by a crashing sound from the trees. One of the 2 remaining manticores breaks through the tree line and roars at you, blood and spittle spraying for its ravenous jaws. There's no sign of the other, clearly lesser manticore. Run! Sim gasps, pulling you both to your feet. He gives you a push and you start running parallel to the cliff, trying to get some distance before it's safe to duck back into the trees. You don't hear Sim behind you. You whirl around just in time to see Sim clash with the manticore, grappling with its huge front claws as it pushes him close to the edge of the cliff with dancer-like strength. Go! Sim yells. Rocks scatter down the cliff by his feet. Please, Solana, just go. You don't even have a chance to be a hero. The manticore takes Sim's neck in its jaws and he screams in pain. Well, I really thought actually that Sim would live to the end of the game, but never mind. Sim looks over you once more as time slows to a crawl, then speeds up as he grabs hold of the manticore and lurches himself backwards off the cliff. They've gone before you can scream. You rush to the edge, too late to catch even his trailing tattered coat. It's a long way down and the wind buffets your face viciously. You try to blink away the image of their bodies falling through the air, now seared into your memory. You turn away from the smudges at the bottom of the cliff, but you still see it. You sit down, stand and stay that way for a long time. How can he be gone just like that? Dad. There won't be any funeral for him. The alien who would be human. It's not like you can bring his remains home to be properly recycled. It's a small comfort, at least out here. It won't be long until nature takes its course. Sim would probably have wanted that, you think. With a heavy heart, you return to the transport station. You just want to go home. Fair enough. You guys don't have to worry with us around, Naomi says proudly. It's super great that you showed up when we did, right? Now the colony can protect itself from the people on Helio who don't want to be soldiers. Naomi guesses herself. Well, we don't have to be. Okay. Dees, how are you doing? Same as what? Dees doesn't believe when you tell him, but I just saw him. You're lying. He can't be dead. He refuses to listen, just keeps repeating that he must be wrong. Which is interesting, isn't it? Yes. Well, I also want to see if I can get into that alien city. So I am actually going to go and see if I can do this. See if Sim can be found somewhere. I will skip ahead. You come across a particularly flat area, a large field of obsidian. Well, obsidian is the only word you have for it, but you've never seen obsidian this bright. It's like a rainbow trapped underneath its glossy black surface, like the entire ground here is polished black opal. The field glints under the sun at certain angles, momentarily blinding you. It looks slippery and shiny. Yeah, I'm just going to walk around it. You find a patch that is a little different, take some readings. You confirm the material is not natural. It must have been created by the convergent domain, because it's the same stuff they made the thumpers out of, silica mixed with some trace organic elements. By looking at the striations in the cliffs nearby, you determine this entire region used to be covered in a thick sheet of this dark glass rock. In most places there's now a layer of soil over it, but if you dig down far enough you'll probably find this layer elsewhere, everywhere, like the whole place has been glassed. No wonder there are so few plants here. The convergence domain must have paved this area to discourage plant life from growing, or except for the crystals that seem to sprout happily from the obsidian pavement. Utopia has given you clearance to poke around the ruins in the secret valley. Stars, this place is neat. Dees thinks so too. At least we don't have to climb back down again, he mutters, but you can tell he's excited. The buildings are arranged in the spiral formation around a central point. They're made of that old slick obsidian, something that looks like petrified bone, and have parts missing where some other organic material has long since rotted away. It's all overgrown with vines and buried in shifting sands. You follow the spokes of the streets until you approach the centre valley, where a large pyramid-shaped building sits surrounded by thumpers and a variety of other smaller buildings. The four thumpers are in careful alignment, forming a square with wide paths between them and the pyramid in the centre. None is almost entirely reduced to rubble, none are still active. Smaller, more deteriorated pyramid buildings dot around the valley, purposes unknown. There are also dozens of little obelisks, a couple metres wide with a circular design on one side. You approach a random one of these on the edge of the valley. Like the door in Deese's monitoring station, you know what to do. You get right up close, circle and touch it, and the iris door slides open. Now you're looking for a large, round door into a small, featureless room. Quite small, quite featureless, totally dark, very creepy, but you can hear a faint hum. It's still powered. Okay. You walk in, Dee's closed behind, and suddenly the house closes. The door lurches and you're moving down an elevator. The elevator squeals and grinds away like it hasn't been used in literally thousands of years. It doesn't go far and then grinds to a halt, and the house opens to reveal a large room with obsidian walls. Like all convergent domain spaces, it's more cave than room, with stalactites everywhere and giant lumpy mounds of fungus. You wonder if the obsidian stuff they built with melts over time, running and dripping in extreme slow motion. There are consoles on the walls, like this is some kind of control room, just like in the monitoring station Dees found. Most of it is long dark, covered with thick layer of dust, except one device with two weird, bony, knobby sticks poking out of it. You're starting to get hang of these convergent domain interfaces. You just take hold of these two stick thingies and You cease to be yourself. You're like a visual, audio, and weirdly tactile representation of something vast. You have a feeling of being in a large and complex space. No, like you are the space. A digital space, like a computer system, as if you're sat inside a 3D representation of a HoloNet. You could see files and processors and whole worlds of data, but in alien formats that speak to you more in sensation than logic. You let go of the sticks and the console room comes back. You grab them again and understanding fills your head. It feels not all that different from bouts of deja vu remembering, like of memories being inserted into your mind and you suddenly just know how to use this interface. You just think where you want to go or what you want to know and away you go. The word array comes to mind, a network of computers hosting millions of data nodes, information on every part of the planet, from weather to soil conditions to individual creatures. Not just computers, but entities, feel intelligent, and also digital, artificial, and consciousnesses like your ship's AI congruence. They're processing all that data and triggering subroutines to make minute changes on the planet's surface. Then a booming voice enters your brain and obliterates all else, speaking more in abstract thoughts than words, but loud. What are you doing in Wormhole Observatory Array Console 5? You nosy little creature. Then it explodes in your head and you're thrown backwards and out of the way. There must have also been exposed in your hands, which are now singed. The console is blown out and dead. Yeah, that makes sense. You're shaken. Something didn't like you poking around in there. And whatever the way is, whatever lives in it, has been watching you, probably ever since you landed. I'm back. You tell Deese about the array and the voice saying Wormhole Observatory. He looks around impressed. The convergent domain was sure up to some shit, he says, and now you know about the way and how to access it. That's becoming very useful if it turns out to be a danger to your colony. You decide to call it a day. Your arms feel all tingly and weak from getting electrocuted and your heart is still thumping a mile a minute, but you'll be back. Yes, I probably will, but this episode has been going on for a while. I suppose I could have stayed later, but I didn't really. I'm concerned about this episode getting too long, basically. I will see you next time.